If you like what you hear in this podcast and want to help us keep the lights on, then you could support us on Ko-fi for as little as a £1 one-off donation. The links are in the episode description. Thanks for your support. This is Skipped, the podcast where we tell you, in our opinion, which albums are truly unskippable and which ones belong in the skip. I'm Mike.
I'm Rob.
And this week we are listening to Moisturizer by Wet Leg. Moist fingers.
As I referred to it last week.
Sodden knees.
Clammy necks. And that is just today's living conditions, everyone.
Yes,
because we are recording in a heat wave.
We're still here in the fucking sweat box.
It's down to 27 degrees now.
Yes, that's lovely, isn't it?
It's dropped by 2.
Oh, it's basically the fucking Arctic.
Well, it's 9 p.m.
I'm dying inside.
I am dying without wings.
I don't think that's what
Westlife, come get me, I'm done.
Sure. Okay, so Moisturizer, Wet Leg, released in 2025. So this is a very, very recent album.
It is.
This one was suggested by our biggest contributor financially to the show, who gets another turn at the wheel. He last suggested Kendrick Lamar, as far as I'm aware. So hoping to get another album on the Unskippable Wall of Fame is my good friend Abs. Thank you very much for suggesting this. He suggested something else, but it hasn't come up on the wheel yet, which I'm kind of glad of because it's another Arctic Monkeys album. Again, it's an album I like, but you know, like we've already had Arctic Monkeys. But Wet Leg, I was new to. I'd heard them. I'd heard the fucking hype around them. Not actually listened to the music. So very happy to come into this one and finally get a taste of what these guys are about. This is their second album, following their self-titled album, I want to say from 2023, I think. And that's the one that has the songs you've heard from, basically. You know, that's got Chaise Long on it.
You were so close. 2022.
22, there we go. I remember seeing the posters whilst I was in London in 2023, just like littered on the fucking underground.
I've never heard of them.
It's amazing that like this band have got such a prominence. Like completely unrelated things, again, papered all over the underground in London. I expect that, you know, it's an advertising hotspot or whatever. I was sat in a pub in Halesowen and a 60-something-year-old man went, "You must listen to Wet Leg." I'm like, this is a fucking weird...
That's odd.
It's a weird diaspora of fans. So, like, they're clearly getting through on the kind of the we are actually good music crowd, I think. The kind of people, like the very tedious people who will tell you to go listen to Bob Dylan. Like, for some reason,
you need to listen to it in the dark, darling.
Yeah. And you need to listen to all the bootlegs. Like, those guys.
Ripped and put on Reddit. Those type of bootlegs, the ones from LimeWire.
What you mean, the kind of sound quality you just gave me with that line being... I did not have sexual relations with that woman, but I did go to fucking, I don't know, buyatractor.com. I don't remember what that copy pasta LimeWire thing said, but it was a weird time. Anyway, Wet Leg, second album, it's here. So they were originally a 2-piece band.
Yes.
I cannot remember these girls' fucking names, which is really bad of me.
Let me find out. I have the okay, here we go. So Wet Leg, Hester Chambers. Is that the original?
No.
So Hester Chambers, who does guitar and background vocals and lead vocals and electric piano. And then Rhian Teasdale.
That's the one.
Teasdale.
Rhian Teasdale, yeah.
And Hester Chambers. Were they the original two?
They were,
because the other 3 are blokes. Yes,
the other 3 were touring musicians, I want to say, or studio musicians, something like that. And then they joined the band proper as of 2025's Moisturizer. Very much a very hip, young, new sound thing that they were pushing on that first record. Like, the band that came in with a strong identity from the very beginning. And if all of this sounds very familiar to The Last Dinner Party, that's because they basically pulled the same fucking marketing stunt with these guys. We'll hold off on my opinions of that particular stunt until later on. But do you have any facts and or figures that I've not accidentally ripped away from your script? Sorry to call you out.
I'd love to just turn around and go, no.
No, fuck you. You
Fuck
ruined
you!
it.
No, this album came out on the 11th of July 2025, so it is just a little bit after that Lily Allen one that I think you covered.
Yeah, a little bit after it. They got the singles out quicker because I think Lily Allen just dropped West End Girl all in one go. But yeah, they did some singles leading up to this, and then it dropped.
And it is their follow-up to their Grammy-winning 2022 debut.
I didn't know it won a Grammy. That's interesting.
So they were the additional members: Josh Mobaraki, Ellis Durand, and Henry Holmes joined as full contributors after serving as touring members.
Touring, there we go.
So they shaped this album after a desire to evolve beyond viral indie. They wanted a more collaborative, full band writing process, a switch toward richer textures and tighter arrangements, and they wanted to grow their confidence following their breakout success. Let's see, have they passed my all-important test?
I don't think they will. I think there's going to be 4 singles.
You're good at this. Can you guess what the 4 singles are?
Yeah, I'm fucking good. Monch 2.
Yes, and that was their 4th single.
That was their 4th single. They absolutely did catch these fists as a single.
That was their 1st single.
They'd be stupid to not. Now the others. Let's have a look. Jennifer's Body?
Nope.
Piss. Pokemon, sure.
No.
Oh, come. What were the other 2 then?
So we had CPR and the most random name for a song I think I've ever seen in an album of Davina McCall.
I would not have chosen that as a single.
But we'll get into that later.
We certainly will. A very eclectic collection of song titles, to say the very least.
And your random fact of the day.
Yes?
They started working on this album as a 5-piece in an Airbnb in Suffolk.
Yeah. I mean, the band are a native to the Isle of Wight, I think. Isle of Wight gets a shout out in one of the tracks on this album as well. And I think Isle of Wight is where Rhiannon Teasdale, I hope I'm saying it right, it's one of them 2, started out as a solo artist before deciding to combine efforts with Hester, was that her name?
So, yeah, Rhiannon Teasdale and Hester Chambers.
And I think they were both doing their own separate thing, then they formed the band, and then immediate fucking success. Again, we'll come on to my thoughts onto that a little bit later on. But there is this kind of identity of growth and kind of return. It's a very kind of like, I don't think it's a hero's journey kind of thing. This isn't a concept album. It's very much a response to, we wrote a very stripped back, fun jam, kind of light riffage indie album. What happens when we build that out? And the answer to that question is, I'm just going to write 12 love songs and you're going to listen to them. That
sounds about right.
That's basically what I got from this album. Maybe I'm simplifying. And that does kind of line up with what Abs was saying about the album. He left a comment saying that he enjoyed the first one, but he fell in love with this particular record because it hit him in the feels. And I get it. If you're in the early stages of a romantic entanglement, oh boy, this is like fucking Skins and fucking indie rock. Like, this feels like it was written as the soundtrack to like a 2026 fucking young teen drama on E4. It is so like, and I mean this is a positive as much as I do a negative, right? It is charged with awkward sexual energy. And I think that realistically, musically, we're not doing that. Our generation didn't fucking do that. We were too busy being fucking emo. Like, we were either fucking bitches in the club or cutting wrists in the bathroom. Those were the 2 moods, and you had to pick one. And this opts for that kind of, maybe give the nerdy boy a chance to crack it and see what happens. And maybe you can bond over, let's be real, weird sex and Pokemon cards. And it fucking works to an extent. I think it finds a niche. I don't know how deep that niche is.
Well, critical reception. This got an 8 on Any Decent Music. Metacritic gave you an 84 out of 100.
So again, those are aggregate scores, so that's positive.
Then we've got All Music 4. Clash gave you an 8 out of 10. Daily Telegraph 4. DIY, whoever that is, 4. Guardian 4. Enemy 4. Pitchfork 7.8. Rolling Stone actually gave this one a rating. They gave it a 4.
Oh, they got off their arse.
Yeah, they did. Skinny for Slant Magazine, a 4.
That feels like a slur.
It does, doesn't it? And it debuted selling on the UK album charts after selling 26,014 units in their first week.
I wonder if that's physical media or whether that's also paid downloads, because like sales figures are real fucky in the streaming age.
They really are. Like, I don't understand how the sales or like stream targets work. But UK albums, it did get a number 1 by the looks of it from the official UK charts company.
Is that for the album or for
the album? Yeah.
Okay, well that is at least promising that it is getting recognised as kind of British music that is currently being celebrated. And I think I wouldn't call it a renaissance or a revival or anything, but British bands are still hitting it big all over. So
well,
happy with
I'd
that.
say even further than that, there has been a girly pop revolution. This album is very reminiscent of like Charlie XCX, of like Tate McRae, who I don't know if you're overly familiar with.
I'm aware that she is a woman and she sings.
Yeah.
That's literally all I can say about her.
So this album is very similar to those sorts of musical artists that are out at the moment, with a mix of spoken word, with a mix of somewhat sung vocals, and then heavily sang vocals with eclectic musical backing tracks. So
okay.
This is very much of the current time where you've got Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, and all the huge female artists fighting for superiority. You've got these artists in the background trying to build up behind them.
Yeah.
So that's including like artists that we spoke about, like Ray, and I have completely forgot her name.
Olivia Dean?
That's the one.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing a separate thing entirely in terms of genre, but like, yeah, no, I get it.
But it's kind of part of that girly pop revolution.
Yeah, and it's across the whole spectrum. Olivia Dean is very wholesome, but someone like Sabrina Carpenter is flat out saying, listen, I need you to cream pie me this fucking second.
Just don't put it in the back door.
Yes.
No, which is the sound that she makes when they put it in the back door.
But like... I think that the Wet Leg, and I'm going to compare them directly to Last Dinner Party, it just feels...
Yeah, it's the same sort of vein.
I mean, it's two sides of the same coin, right? Like, if Last Dinner Party are trying to be Queen, I feel like these guys are trying to be the Velvet Underground. And it's like, I think they think they're doing something that's like very cool, and you wear a beret and smoke a cigarette through a big stick. But...
we have a song called Monge too.
Yeah, again, it's that kind of ironic kind of middle class sense to it, which I'm gonna talk about class in the course of this album. Don't you fucking worry.
Well, here's a funny story about this album from my side. So I use one of the chatbots to help me write my notes to fact check everything.
It's also where he faps. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you out like that.
Wow.
Apologies. Wow.
Yeah, I just co-pilot. Oh, talk to me.
Did you give your waifu chatbot the voice of Owen Wilson?
Wow. Hey Rob, here's your results.
Here's those femboy cat pics you wanted.
See, Mike is now talking from experience. I use a chatbot to put my notes together, and I asked it to fact check my track list and make sure that all my stuff was completely correct, and it took everything that I said and said it was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It gave me a completely made up bollocks track listing, which for some reason had a spoken word segment from Alex Turner.
I'd listen to it though.
I would as well. But I was looking at it, I was like, oh, they've got Alex Turner to do like a segment on this album. That sounds pretty awesome. And then I looked at the track listing. I was like, and I actually said to it, I was like, this track listing's wrong. They're like, no, it's not. It's a conceptual album, so of course the track listing's not wrong. I was like, what the fuck? This came out in 2025? Oh, did it? Yeah, your stuff's right then. Like, so you've literally just tried to bloody lie to my face to tell me that my stuff that I've prepared is completely horseshit, and it's actually your data that's horseshit. Do not trust the AIs. Go against the bot revolution. Write your own damn notes.
Are chatbots capable of deception? Yes.
Are they capable of love?
Is that the follow-up to Android's dream of electric sheep? I tell you what, Blade Runner 3 is going to suck dick.
I know, right? Hey, co-pilot, can I have a cuddle? No.
No, here's sad Ryan Gosling. Fucking hell. AI sucks. So, we don't have really dependent sales figures as far as I can tell, because obviously it's a different landscape. What I can tell you is that Mange 2 is currently sitting on a very nice 59 million streams on Spotify. It is by far the most streamed song on that album. It's followed by Catch These Fists at 22 million, but not quite up to the height of their two most viral hits of Chaise Longue and Wet Dream, which share 108 million and 190 million respectively.
Damn. And I still haven't heard them.
That first album it's a lot more stripped back than this, I will say. I think that to some degree their talent is undeniable. It was very similar to how I felt about the last Dinner Party album that we reviewed, because I'm like, I think these people are very talented. I'm just not sure this is their best work.
Okay.
And I think I can see a forward trajectory for this band. I just wish that whilst it did hit abs in the feels, I just wished we had a few more songs that weren't I am desperately in love because I finally found my person. And I'm wondering whether there's something Abs isn't telling me, because we chat quite regularly and I was not aware that he was in a relationship. But if this album's hitting him in the feels, there's only one explanation.
Well, maybe he's in love with you.
Oh, I mean, who wouldn't be?
Exactly.
I'm adorable.
You're a catch.
I'm a cunt. So, right, yeah. So general thoughts. Obviously, I've kind of shared how I feel off the top. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, not to worry. So this is a 38-minute album as well. So quite a short album in retrospect.
It is breezy, and I think the tone fits something that's so short.
I'd never heard of this band. I looked at them beforehand and thought we were getting ready for a pop punk album.
Yeah. Oh, did you look at the cover for this album?
I looked at the cover for the album and went, oh yeah, we're going to have a pop punk album. Yeah. Put it on in the car. I was like, what on the God's green earth is this?
It don't fit quite the same
They
vibe,
do not fit the vibe that they give off.
It's interesting because we didn't talk about the cover album for last week, so we'll definitely do it for this week. It's a weird fucking goblin pose from Rhiannon Teasdale here.
Yeah.
They were just taking some photos. They chose that one. She looks like a fucking skinwalker. It looks very odd. It's interesting because they've gone for this very like exposed like booty shorts and crop top look. And the previous cycle, the album cover was a reverse shot of the two in schoolgirl uniform. And the video for Chaise Longue, they're in fucking like Amish outfits. They're like very fucking covered. So like, I think it's meant to be like, and now we're making it a sexy album. You didn't expect that from the two Mormon girls or what have you. And like, I guess it's something. I'm not sure it's informing the music, but it's something.
It's something.
But it's sure as shit not pop punk. You are right.
So yeah, this caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it to be a girly pop album, not gonna lie. And I don't want to sound too negative but I did not like this at all.
Okay.
And the main note that I have about this album is whoever mixed it needs to be sacked. The mix on this album is appalling. Like there are so many sections of this album where you either can't hear the vocals, or the drums are too loud for the guitars, or other elements are overpowering the guitars as well. Like everything is just wrong. Like you don't want a blaring bass drum in your ear when it's supposed to be the vocals coming through. Some song, fine, but when it builds up, you get all these beautiful build-ups, these crescendos that are completely fucked over by poor sound engineering.
I can't say I noticed that too much, but I'll take your word for it because like I just wasn't listening out for it. It's mainly because the problem I had with it was it felt like everything I was trying to enjoy had like an undercut to it. And I'm not sure whether this was to some degree intentional of kind of, kind of reveling in an imperfection. But it would just be, I would like something in a song and then they would make a choice that I'd go, yeah, now I can't enjoy it properly. I'm not going to say like the big thing, and this is why I don't like the album, was this. But the thing that comes to my head is I really quite liked how Catch These Fists went, because it was really, it was crunchy. It was this kind of like rebellious song. But then the whole fucking, when they're in the bridge with the bam, bam, that very discordant kind of riff. And it's the man down bit. And I'm like, oh, that kind of bit. And then they just go, level up out of nowhere. I'm like, stop trying to do fucking nerd bait shit. I'm the target audience for that. And I don't respect it.
I know why you like that song. It's We Are Scientists recoded.
It is very We Are Scientists now that you say it. You are right.
That's my other problem with this album. Most songs I could put to another band.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
It's like if we follow with going back to that Liquid Eyes, it's fuck you and your mom and your sister and your job.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the songs on this album feel like they take themes from other artists or popular viral hits to try and make a new viral hit.
Do you think that's because the first album appears on the surface level to have succeeded in the way they did because of its virality? So do you think they were trying to kind of retrofit a viral moment into those tracks? I don't know. What do you think?
Potentially. I'm not too sure. I think maybe is that the goal in modern music, to hit virality, to have two songs that get 1 trillion views and then the rest of your career is absolutely shite? I don't know.
Again, maybe, but I don't think if it isn't the goal, then it's certainly the method to which they get to standard distribution. Because, you know, I think record companies see the album standard release cycle as just kind of very antiquated thing. You can't do 3 singles and then release a fucking album. It's a 15-second chunk of the song needs to be stuck in people's phones for the next 2 weeks.
Exactly. And then you need to build off having your a clippable track that can go in a viral clip.
Yeah, I think that's got a lot more to do with marketing decisions than it has with the creative decisions of the album.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my biggest criticism of this is that like half of it I think is very good and the other half of it I think is near abysmal shit. And
it feels like part of it's trying to be edgy for the sake of being edgy. You know that kid at the back of the class that was cutting his arm for the sake of cutting his arm, just so he could be edgy.
Doing it with a ruler just to look cool. Yeah.
That's what this feels like. Like, why on earth would you have a random track called Davina McCall just for the sake of it?
It's very early 2000s lol random stuff, isn't it?
Like raw.
Holds up spork, like fucking hell.
Raw means I love you in Dinosaur.
Yeah.
Like that sort of shite internet meme craze.
But like through an almost ironic lens.
Yeah.
But of like going like, oh, we named a song after the film Jennifer's Body because we were watching Jennifer's Body. Oh, Davina McCall because I'm coming to get you, like in Big Brother. Do you remember the 2000?
So Munch too because I'll call it Manged Out.
Get your mangy tit out. No, I think the problem here is that the whole trying to find the viral moments. It clearly fucking worked because of how many streams Munch 2 is getting. But the problem is the album can't decide whether it's going to be a straight up fucking like soft rock, soft punk Krista Berg I love you album, or whether it wants to be the subversive pro LGBT fucking big, final wave feminism anthem album. And it's stuck in between limbo between trying to do those two things. And I think it's whilst I like the lyric writing, I think the lyric writing is very fun. I think it's throttling my enjoyment of the overall thing because they'll write something like CPR is, I guess we're talking about the good tracks now. CPR is fucking brilliant as an opener.
Yeah, really well put together. Great sing-along chorus. Good instrumental build-up. One of the only tracks that the mix was not fucked on.
No. It's really good. They've the kind of like the kind of like siren synth they've got going in the background that fits thematically with the song. The whole pairing that with like you're playing with like life and death and love basically. Like the kiss is CPR, but it's so good it could kill me and all that the other. But it's like it's funky, it's groovy, it's mysterious. I just think it might be the best thing on the record, and it never gets back up to that level.
And the fact that that's the opener to the album just kind of leaves you with a bad taste in your mouth.
Well, no, it leaves you with a great taste in your mouth.
I mean, the fact that the rest of the album doesn't live up to the same hype.
Yeah. It's like having a fucking, like, you go somewhere and, like, the It's like going to a curry house and the best thing being the pickle tray. Like, you're going like, this is the best fucking mango chutney I've ever had. Like, it's like the chunks, they're just firm enough to give a bit of a texture variance, and it's a beautiful sweet flavour, and the poppadoms are fresh and they're still warm. And then it comes out and you go, right, where's my butter chicken? It's like, this is from fucking Aldi, mate.
Or even worse, the best part of the meal being the Baileys at the end.
Yeah, you're like, you've had to suffer through this, and the best thing was something I could have bought in a shop.
The best thing was the freebie they give you after for paying in cash.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Here's some jelly beans on top of your bill, and it's the best jelly beans you've ever had in your life.
Fucking hell, these are Jelly Belly.
It don't make any fucking sense. Like, and the thing is, it's like, it does this back and forth on the whole record. Like, CPR is brilliant. Liquid Eyes is the most pathetic puppy dog love song. It's inoffensive to me, I suppose.
But it's just bland.
It's incredibly bland. It feels like the kind of song that you would write, you know, when you're in year 6 music class.
And you're watching the train go by. Like, you're sat on the train when it's raining, you're like, oh, this would make a beautiful music video. It's that sort of song that you'd write.
Yeah. It's like you just graduated from that sampling keyboard, like the DJ one, to like
pew, pew, pew.
To like Sibelius for the first time. And this is what you write, and like you're writing about your high school girlfriend.
Yep.
It does nothing for me. And then it'll come in with Catch These Fists, which I really like. It's another candidate for best on the record. The guitars are real crunchy.
It's catchy. It's really
catchy.
good chorus.
The chorus is great.
Yeah, I do like the instrumentation on that one.
Yeah, the decisions really work well. But then even in that, they'll undercut it with something stupid. And the whole, like, again, I'm something of a pathetic nerd. And the whole, level up. And then later on being like, you just got to choose me. I'll be your Pokemon. Like, you are pitching at the millennial crowd here.
Is it just that we're too old to appreciate this?
Well, this is what I wonder, because this has got to be like Gen Z love anthems. A Gen Z, like, do they remember Big Brother? Are they really into Pokemon out? So I mean, they've never known a time before Pokemon.
Gen Z are really big into Pokemon.
Are they actually big into Pokemon?
Okay. Yeah, Pokemon cards are like shit. The shit prop commodity again.
Yeah.
I mean, you know it's bad when Beyblades are making a resurgence.
Oh shit, are they actually?
Let it rip.
Oh hell yeah, Beyblades were fun.
Yeah,
I never got to have the. It was one of the things I used to circle in Argos catalogs. Yeah, the fight.
We should get some Beyblades and have a tournament.
Like, before they become overpriced again, we should definitely get some Beyblades. But like the crap Chinese ones that are really too heavy.
Oh, I had like 10 different ones.
Yeah,
and I had one that was on a random tangent. We'll get back off Beyblade talk to it soon. I had one off the TV, the anime, which was on a spring. So it was in the air. And, like, if you hit it, a little bass would drop, which would be completely still.
Yeah.
Well, my Beyblade would still be spinning on top of this spring. It was class.
That sounds fucking mint. That sounds really good. But, like, it was a choice between that or, like, fucking Pokemon stuff or, like, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Disc, which, like, I don't know anybody that got that, but I imagine that's got to be fucking megabucks now.
Did you get one?
No.
Oh, I was going to say.
I'd have loved one. There's a stack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards there that have been dug out from my my childhood memory box. I would have loved the dual disc. It's such a ineffective way of playing a card game.
It really is. It looks heavy.
You want to strap a table to your fucking forearm.
And people are using them on Twitch to play.
No fucking way.
People have duels over Twitch where they're both on stream.
Yeah.
And be like, I play my Defender Dragon in a... and like the full on slap it on the dual disc.
Oh, that's a good use of your money. Fucking hell.
Anyway,
yes,
back into it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm with you. There's so many tracks on here that could be all right, but there's so many tracks that just like that's the best way of putting it. Monch 2, it's an all right song. I think they literally made a track to say the word Monch 2 because it is fun to say.
Yeah, it's that, we're being fun and quirky. It's a very good fuck you song.
Yeah, 100%.
Outside of the, Monch 2, we call the song Monch 2.
Forever.
Yeah, like it feels very like adventurous, but it's actually saying, fuck off, leave us alone, go away. You think you're cool enough to get in bed with me? How about eat a dick? And I love that it's such a fuck you song.
I do as well, for Pond Song. I do like the verse, and I think the chorus is great. And I love the fact they use the metaphor of deep in love for a pond song. I think that's hilarious because it is completely polar opposite. I've never been in a deep pond.
Yeah.
I've never been in a pond, I should say. But the mix is fucking awful.
It's real bad. I fucking hate the lyrics in Pond Song. I find it so fucking trite. The whole, oh, sweet and sour, think about you every hour. I'm like, we were past this shit in 1965. Can we just stop with these trite fucking rhymes? And it's just like, and the whole, oh, okay, let's appeal to the millennials in the audience. I'll be Bellatrix Lestrange. What the fuck is that about?
Harry Potter, mate.
It's fucking Harry Potter's popular, sure. It just, and then like the bigger sound when we finally get to the end of that track and you finally have the full band actually doing something for a change. We get past the never been so deep in love, but it opens out and boom, 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 and you get more of that bass. Like, yeah, it might not be the best mix in the fucking world, but it's something. It feels like more of an evolution of their sound.
Oh, 100%.
But it's stuck in this fucking, and it's. I can say this about half the album. It's stuck in trying to be a sickeningly soppy love album, and it's. I don't want to be the person that's like, love is boring now. But
this album is.
The album is slightly boring, unfortunately. And I just think it gets lost in trying to be kooky, whilst also at the same time trying to be earnestly fucking about a very specific romance between two people.
Yeah.
The other side of the coin to that is this is very clearly a LGBT romance. And I think for that audience, if they're clicking with it, brilliant. I'm totally glad for it. I wish I could share in those experiences, but I just can't because I'm cripplingly straight. So, like, it's a problem. Like, I just...
Man can't even bend to get in bed.
I'm as straight as my stiff fucking lower back. I wish I could get my head chemistry around it. Maybe I need to go and...
Maybe you need some counselling.
I was trying to think of who's like...
You need to pray the gay in.
I need to pray the gay in, yeah. Well, I was going to go, like, maybe I should go and look at... Like, I'm trying to think of, like, who's the metrosexual sex icon at the moment?
The fuck should I know? You're looking at someone that's equally as, like...
Yeah, I know, but I think
We're
you know...
standard, like, stereotypical, heterosexual, white men with pale ass skin that are struggling in a heat wave.
Standard
what the
nerds.
fuck do you expect from us? We're the type that get nosebleeds when a pretty lady walks by.
Okay, I don't know whether we're that fucking weebish, but still, yeah. Good God.
Anyway.
Is there anything else that you liked?
Pillow Talk is Billy Talent.
It is, but like, but it's
Cast off the crotch that kills the babe.
But at least it's grungy. You know, at least like when they drop the synth in the choruses, that's pretty good.
I didn't like the spoken word parts though.
I don't know whether I minded that. The lyrics are pretty good. I hated the opening lines. That every night I kiss my pillow, I wish I was kissing you. It's trying to invoke old punk. It's just not fucking working for me.
11:21. I like the fact that it's different. It's stripped back. The vocals do the bulk of the work, and I like the pan flute that they have randomly in there.
Yeah,
and that's all I have to say.
I put that one as the most boring one on the record.
It is boring, but it's nice to have something that's fucking different.
Yeah.
The album is so similar to itself in pretty much every other track. Like, there's 11 tracks that could be exactly the same.
Sorry, I put down Don't Speak as the worst one on the record.
I know what you're thinking.
I know, it's got An Odd Bedfellow with No Doubt, which is a much better song. But yeah, like, all over, there's just stuff I don't like. They're just making bad choices throughout the whole record. Davina McCall is just another fucking puppy dog love song. At least the lyrics feel more specific.
Yeah.
It's very clear that these two people have had, you know, a very specific and shared upbringing. I think I can only compare it to my own marriage, where it's like it feels weird that we didn't meet sooner because we've had very similar experiences and we have very similar thoughts and you know, and thoughts on pop culture and Christ knows what. The Instruments put me to fucking sleep on that song, so you should be thankful that I suffered through indie soft rock template.wav to pull that meaning by the fucking lapels, just dragging it out by the face, because it is snooze fucking fest.
It is so boring.
And like the Jennifer's Body one, like, again, I can't speak to the LGBT element because I just don't have those experiences, but I'm happy that those who do can find merit in the song, including people who enjoy it. It's nice to have a song that sounds so very openly about, I don't want to say non-traditional, but it's either a same-sex relationship or one of them's non-binary or something like that, because this is not boy meets girl. And it sits somewhere, unfortunately, between like very infantile early days, everything's wonderful with the rosy tint glasses, and obsessive high-functioning 20-something who's just trying to grip onto something before they're too old to stop having kids. And none of that hits for me. It's inoffensive, but they just tried to hammer two formulas down at the same time. And it just doesn't work.
It's just a bit damp. It's a bit of a damp squib album for me. Like I tried. I've give this a good like shake of the stick to try and get into, and I don't know whether it's our age. I don't know whether it's the fact we're not in the community. It's just there's something about this album I didn't enjoy. And that's the thing. We're gonna find albums like that. Abs is gonna have a completely different like reaction to this album than we do, and he's probably gonna be heartbroken that we don't like it. But like, it is what it is at the end of the day.
It is. So it doesn't really hit in all the ways that I would like it to hit, and you know, I'm glad it's hitting for Abs. I really am. I think the biggest problem I've got with it, and it's not even really a direct criticism of the product. It is more about the fact that there are no working class voices in British music anymore. And I think what makes it so egregious is the same people who I discussed at the start of the episode, who were, you know, you should listen to the Dylan bootlegs, you know, the working class hero and all that, are the same people lauding bands like Wet Leg. And this isn't a criticism of just Wet Leg, but I feel they are a symptom of a greater problem. And that is that unless you already are established or have money or know friends who are already established, you are getting fucking nowhere in British music. This is a sick, sick system that is crying out for working class voices and real innovation, and we're not getting it. What we are getting is continuous middle class gunge. And like, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy elements of this album. I think Pokemon is a cute song. I think You and Me at Home is actually a really nice, resolute kind of, I can see the circle shot in my head of them, of like the time passing them and going, but we're still mates after all this crazy shit. And there's some nice stuff in here, but it's not true to life. I don't feel like this is somebody singing about a really connective experience. And I talk in other episodes about how I want you to be specific about your things. And I really only got a sense of specificity from Davina McCall, and I don't like that song, where the rest of it just feels like it's millennial bait or Gen Z bait. And that comes down to the marketing, it comes down to the lyric writing. It feels like we are writing music specifically to appeal to people on TikTok or Instagram Reels. And that is a huge problem because that is stifling creativity. And it's not to say that this isn't a creative output. I think they've clearly evolved their sound, and that is, you know, due to them being a 5-piece now, which is wonderful. I think they've found their audience, specifically in the LGBT community, and I think that's fantastic. I just worry that it's just a bunch of middle class people ringing their mates and going, hello, I would like one album deal, please. Unproven.
That's what it feels like sometimes.
Yeah. It's like, Wet Leg came out of nowhere and sold 1 million albums or whatever. It's like, fuck it. Well, of course they did, because they were already in a position where their families were able to just up sticks and move to the Isle of fucking Wight, where property is very much at a fucking premium. I know this because one of my friends at work has left her managerial position to go and move to the Isle of Wight. So her family already had serious fucking dollar where she can just go, yeah, you can just go fuck off to the Isle of Wight and go and fucking do what you like, and you don't have to exist in the fucking corporate hell that exists in most cities in the UK right now. And this feels like a product of that. It's art made for those people. It's art made for the privileged few. And I can't connect with it on the same way that I could connect with something like, I don't know, Black Sabbath, for example, which felt like there was really no other way for those people to express themselves than to invent, to make. This doesn't feel like we've invented anything. This doesn't feel like we've taken something that feels so close to our core and we've had to kind of mold a sound around it and make something new. This feels like, I'm going to write a fucking indie album. Fuck you, it'll sell because my mate Gareth can get us a fucking record deal with his dad who's high up in XYZ Records or Christ knows what. And it will just sell because we're going to get all of the marketing team on it. All of our good chums from Cheltenham.
Last dinner party.
Last dinner party. And they were fucking private school girls at the end of the day. I can't level the same complaint against Heston and Rian on this one. Rhiannon, I hope I'm getting that right. But they were very much in privileged positions to go and live on the Isle of Wight. We can't just all up sticks and decide to go and find ourselves on a fucking island off the coast. We can't all do that. We don't have that kind of experience. So you are talking to an increasingly limited number of people, or you're trying to go viral to appeal to everybody on very little substance. And I think when we listen to so many concept albums on this show, where there's a clear, sometimes the vision isn't very clear, but there's at least an attempt to put something together that is the greater than the sum of its parts. It really puts a spotlight on stuff like this, and it just makes it feel totally inauthentic. If it is authentic, it is authentic to a very, very thin slice of experience. Very thin. And these girls aren't very old. They're certainly younger than us. I don't feel like this is an album made for world-weary people who found themselves. I think this is an album made to sell teen dramas, and it's very little other than that.
I couldn't agree more. Like, you've gone a lot more into class than I was expecting you to, but you've hit the nail on the head. Like, there's a reason that me and you, as working class blokes from the Midlands, don't enjoy this as much as some of the listeners of these albums. We come from a very different background. We're never going to get on with this the same way. And
maybe we're not the target audience, and that's what people say. Well, this wasn't made for you. Fine. Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly wasn't made for me.
Neither was The Last Dinner Party.
Neither was The Last Dinner Party.
And we enjoyed that a lot more than we enjoyed this.
I very much enjoyed that a lot more than this.
Because it was so well put together, and even though it was pandering to the same audience, it still hit themes that would hit people outside of that audience. Yeah. Because they know that in order to grow as an artist, you need to have tracks that people are going to like, not a subset of people.
But I think it was doing the opposite. It was actively trying to create mass appeal artificially.
Yeah.
Whereas in The Last Dinner Party, we're going, let's just be a pastiche of all of our dad's favourite bands. One, because that will sell, and two, because we're the weird people that listen to that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, both approaches have worked. The only through line, the only thing where you can point at and go, this is how this helped both of them, is they had the monetary advantage. Yeah. They were of a class that could afford to pursue music. The working class people can't afford to pursue music because we're stuck at fucking work.
Yep, exactly. Like we're working, 40, 50-hour weeks.
This is it.
And we can't afford to go and drop 20 grand on a recording session to maybe make an album that might sell.
This is it. You know, there are people working ungodly hours in sorting offices or as couriers or as, you know, minimum wage kitchen staff who might have an idea for something, might want to play an instrument, and they are being beaten to the post by people who could just ask daddy for a bit of money. And I don't want this to come off as really dismissive. And I've only done this on this and Last Dinner Party's album. And I don't want it to make it sound like I'm shitting on these young women. I'm really not. I'm so thankful that they can do this because it's at least different to what came before. My problem is that it is still inauthentic. And I'm saying that as somebody who gave Lily Allen an unskippable verdict. Like, you want to talk about authenticity, we can have that fucking conversation about Lily Allen because people will have very polarized experiences.
I need to listen to that album still to give you my verdict.
You do still need to do that.
That episode will come at some point to see how our perspectives differ.
But I could see the through line. I could see the story. I could see the purpose and intent. I just cannot see it here beyond let's sell 1 million records singing about my slightly kooky relationship. It's not that interesting, girls. I'm really sorry.
It's just a bit black.
Yeah, it is very blah.
And I think on that note means it is still a beautiful 27 degrees in this room.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give it that final verdict. Do you think it's going to make it onto? No, so I'm not even going to finish that.
Slightest.
No. How far down the bin does this go for you?
We're not quite through the other end of the bin. I think we're mid-bin. I think this is mid-bin. I don't think this is like with a bit of polish up, this could have been absolutely fantastic, but I don't think it's completely irredeemable. I think there's some good ideas. There's certainly some good music and some fantastic lyric writing, but I think I would just preferred to have heard this come out of any other band than this.
And I'd have preferred it about 10 years prior.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the problem. It's too late of an album for the pop culture references to really hit home for the audience that they're trying to hit.
Yeah, precisely. So it doesn't make the wall. I'm sure Abs is going to send me a lengthy voice note about this, as he tends to do. And I'm looking forward to him completely disagree with what we're saying. Know that I love you, my friend. But
I apologise profusely for giving such a negative verdict within 10 minutes of starting this episode.
Yeah, we really didn't hide it this week. There were no...
there was nothing to hide.
There was no great reveal. I'm really sorry. But if you have an unskippable album that you think can get straight past Moisturizer and get onto the wall, then you can send it over to us at linktree.skippod. That's linktr.ee/skipdpod, and you can send your suggestions over there. Alternatively, you could email us directly, skippod@gmail.com. That's skipdpod@gmail.com. And we would love to hear your suggestions. Next week,
we're taking a walk on the wild side of a level crossing.
That's such a fucking bait for anybody that thinks we're going to listen to Lou Reed. Thanks for that. It's not Lou Reed.
Thank God.
It's something that, I mean, you all fucking know who these boys are. You all know who they are. This is a band that needs no introduction, which is why I won't be giving them one. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.